Welcome back, boys and girls. It's time for another installment. My name's Amanda Jaworski. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I want to talk to you about stuff. Today is a very special episode, and in honor of Halloween, not only did I dress up, but also I have prepared a very special treat for you today. Today we're going to talk about something very scary, something terrifying, something I like to call Tales from the Comfort Zone. All these stories have but one thing in common. They were all individuals who fell victim to the comfort zone. Come in close. Gather round, and I'll tell you the tale of Jessica McKinney. Dear sweet Jessica worked for her company for 3 years. In that time, Jessica had been nothing but a thoughtful, good-hearted, hard-working, and diligent employee. She was punctual, she was dedicated, and she always went above and beyond what was asked of her. One day, at lunch, one of her co-workers had suggested perhaps it was time for Jessica to ask for a raise. Her co-worker stated, "Jessica, you are so dedicated and you work so hard and you haven't ever taken a day off. Perhaps it's time you ask for compensation for your hard work." Jessica, always having been a modest type, never tooting her own horn, as they say, sat in contemplation. And as she thought, she became distressed at the thought of asking for a raise. She wondered to herself,
what if my company thinks I'm ungrateful?
And then she thought,
What if they think I don't deserve a raise?
and then she thought, a most disastrous outcome.
What if they fire me for asking for a raise?
Poor Jessica did not know that this was not a possible outcome. And instead of doing research to understand that is not grounds for termination, Jessica decided to pursue the matter no further. She didn't know it then, but she was already in the grips of the comfort zone. In 1 year's time, Jessica had seen no more than 6 of her co-workers receive raises and promotions for their diligent work. As she grew bitter, her work performance began to suffer, and those around her began to think she was a bit of a bummer to be around because she got super negative. Before long, she had no one to eat lunch with because she was so unpleasant to be around. Guys, that one was really scary. Do you want to read another one? Okay, we'll do it. Eddie always dreamed of saving lives and wanted very deeply to become a doctor when he grew up. In school, Eddie struggled sometimes with mathematics and with science, leading him to believe he could never become the medical professional that he aspired to be. When in college, Eddie saw a commercial for a medical school study course. For a moment, he thought of his dreams and envisioned himself in a white coat with a stethoscope and one of those looky into your ear thingies, and his heart swelled. But then he thought, what if I can't complete medical school? I've always been kind of a dum-dum when it comes to school. And medical school is really freaking hard. So how shall I, Eddie, be able to complete this task? Before much time passed, Eddie decided he better not even pursue it and probably just get a job at Starbucks or something. He didn't know it then, but he was in the grips of the comfort zone. Eddie worked for Starbucks for many years. With moderate success, he made a lot of really nice lattes. Eventually became a manager and lived an okay life. One day, many years later, he was watching TV and came across the very same advertisement he had seen before for the med school study course. It was in that moment Eddie thought to himself, well, that was kind of dumb. Like, I could have at least maybe gone to the course or called the company and seen what it entailed. I mean, I lost nothing in just trying, but now I'll never know if I could be a doctor because it's too late now. Man, I really wish I'd have taken that course. Eddie had just realized that he, too, had fallen victim to the comfort zone. Guys, that one gave me goosebumps. I'm legit scared right now. You want to hear one more? Okay, I've got one more. Deborah was a lovely lady. She met her boyfriend when she was 26. In that time, Deborah had kind of some rotten luck with dating. Mostly, she'd met men on Tinder with very little success. And when she met Jerry, she thought her luck had turned around. From the beginning, Jerry was kind of an okay dude. He would take a while to text back, but he would text back most of the time. Jerry would sometimes remember her birthday, and on those occasions would think to send her a happy birthday text. Deborah, conflicted, thought, Well, I haven't met anyone yet, so I might as well just give him a chance. And so she did. Deborah and Jerry continued to date for 3 more years. And in that time, very little had occurred. Jerry still had not asked her to move in, and he had neglected to make their relationship Facebook official. Occasionally, Deborah would complain to her friends, feeling that Jerry totally put in the bare minimum in their relationship. Her friends would suggest perhaps it was time to move on. And perchance she should end her relationship with Jerry. Now Deborah thought about this puzzling suggestion. And although she could not argue that she was dissatisfied in her relationship, the thought of returning to Tinder terrified her. And it was in that moment that Deborah decided that she would stay in the comfort zone. 2 more years later, Deborah's friends are now annoyed with her incessant complaining about her lackluster relationship, without being willing to do anything to change it. It was because she believed she could do no better and did not want to risk being alone again. Deborah chose to stay in the icy grip of the comfort zone, where she remains to this very day. And there you have it. 3 very haunting tales about the dangers of being in your comfort zone. Comfort zones are a pretty important topic. I feel like everybody has their own experience where they've stayed stuck in a comfort zone or not tried something they were a little bit scared of and later on regret it. So what I want to do is I want to actually follow up next week with a second video that is going to talk about how to bust out of our comfort zones, how to actually get through that problem, because I can just tell you, hey, comfort zones are bad, but that's only so good unless I actually explain to you how to actually get out of your comfort zone, because I imagine if you knew, you would have already done it. Sorry to anybody named Jessica McKinney. You're my fake name now, so you're gonna get used a lot. You are my Regina Phalange. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a very fun and expressive and safe Halloween. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Amanda Jaworski. I put out videos every Monday, so check back next week. If you want to find me on my social media, you can locate me on Instagram. I'm at Best Perception. You can also find me on Facebook as Best Perception as well. And if you would like to get more information about how I can be your therapist, and you also live in the California State area, you can go to my website, thebestperception.com, and fill out a comment form, and we can schedule a time for a free consultation. I will not wear this in therapy. Don't worry. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and happy Halloween!